Hey, Kev.
Yeah?
Do you have an iPhone, Android, or smartphone? You got an iPhone.
You must be watching me. I do have one of these devices you're talking about.
Well, if you do,
Yeah, I do.
here is the most innovative accessory for your smartphone.
What is it?
It's called Fly Grip.
This is actually an ingenious device, dude. I use this. It's this little plastic thing. They stick to the back of your smartphone. Like, it has an adhesive, so it sticks to the back and essentially becomes this sweet-ass little handle that you can wear like a fucking ring. Like, it's not a ring that closes. But see how you put your two fingers in here? And then what it allows you to do is you can be kind of hands-free when you're doing shit on your phone. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I have a child, so take that as you will.
Did you show it to her?
No, man. I wouldn't want her to get jealous. Yeah, I was like, this is your new brother. The Fly Grip is like a brother to you.
And a son to me.
Yeah. I love you, Fly Grip. Let's go fishing. Fly Grip. I could go fishing with Fly Grip. I would now literally take my phone on the high seas if you wear the Fly Grip.
Because
they ain't going anywhere.
It's not gonna drop
unless
it.
a shark bites your hand off, in which case Fly Grip could save you. But here's another use for Fly Grip. You fall off the boat. Sharks are circling. Rather than fucking get, nobody, every once in a while you hear a story about a dude who jumps on a shark's fucking back or something like that. It's crazy. Can't hold on to a shark. You got a Fly Grip. That shark whizzes past you. Pull the adhesive off. Slap right onto his fin.
Ride it.
Ride that fucker right to the shore. Ride it right up onto the beach where you beach him. The whole crowd goes fucking nuts. Chicks are like taking their tops off because you rode a shark onto the beach. They're like, how? What kind of man god are you? And you're just like, Fly Grip, bitch. Fly Grip. Flygrip.com.
That usage not recommended. By the makers of Fly Grip.
Go to flygrip.com, man. And if you enter the promotion code IGGY, IGGY,
Yep.
they're going to give you free shipping. And if you act now, a free phone case.
Nice.
Motherfucker, free phone case, though, man. All you need in
You
life
need the
is the Fly Grip. You don't even need friends anymore. You just need the Fly Grip.
That's your friend.
The Fly Grip will be
Hi,
there
Fly
for
Grip.
you. Yeah. Why don't people understand me, Fly Grip?
It's me, Margaret.
Flygrip.com.
You want a podcast? I got a Smodcast. You want a podcast? I got a Smodcast. You want a podcast? I got a Smodcast. You wanna. Do you want a podcast? Do you want a show? Do you get your laughs from computer radio with this bro, Scotty Mo? It's about time to lose your shit. Everybody spark a split for that legend Kevin Smith.
Welcome to Smodcast. I'm Kevin Smith. It's so weird, right? To not hear him be like, Scott Moser. I felt weird coming out without an appendage and shit like that. Starting to itch where Scott used to be, but he's not there. Scott's taking the week off to celebrate his anniversary. So we give big ups to Scott, who's been married a couple of years now. But he told me a couple of weeks ago, he's like, I can't do the 1 weekend of my anniversary. You're going to have to get somebody to sit in. And it reminded me of the first time I was ever on The Tonight Show. And I read some trivia fact that, like, Leno had never had a guest host in his entire run on the show up till that point. And even, I think, historically later. So while I was sitting on the couch and, you do the interview and shit, they go to commercial and you see that fake talky shit. So I was like, I'm going to talk to him. So we went to break and she's like, we'll be right back. People applaud and shit. And they're like, we're clear. And he just looks at me and I said, hey man, like, I read this thing online that says you've never had a guest host, for your run on The Tonight Show. And without fucking missing a beat, so candidly you would have thought that we were fucking brothers. He goes, that's how you lose this fucking job. And he knew what he was talking about, man. So it always stuck in my mind. And when Scott was just like, I'm not going to be there this week, I'm like, that's how you lose this fucking job. Because the dude who's coming in to replace him has been a dude that since the show debuted, since the very first Smodcast, which was February 2007, from the moment we put the show up, the very first question we got after people listened to it was, is Jeff Anderson going to be on the show? And it's taken nearly 3 years and whatnot. But yes, Jeff Anderson is finally going to be on the show. So ladies and gentlemen, sitting in for Scott Mosier is the one, the only Jeff Anderson. Come on out, man. Look at you, bought 2 bottles of beer. You're like, I'm going to say some shit tonight.
Well, you said the show's only 5 minutes. That should do.
Dude, let me start off by saying Jeff and I have known each other since freshman year in high school, which for me was, and for you, was 84.
Yeah.
So at this point, right on. So at this point, where we'll do the math. 20, is that 26 years?
Oh, God.
26 years, we've known each other, been in one another's lives. Is my math correct? It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
20-something years.
And for all my life, I've known you to be one specific Jeff Anderson until the day you were like, I'm moving out of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Where did you move?
I moved to a retirement community in the mountains. That's a true story.
Now, when you say retirement community,
I'm the youngest person there by 20 years.
how did that fucking happen? What, are you just like, you trying to pick these old ladies off and rob them in the night? Why did you move there?
I wanted to be the fastest runner in town. I couldn't do it in L.A. No, I lived in L.A. for like 10 years, and I am so not L.A. Like, I don't think I ever left my house the 10 years I was in L.A.
Where is this place exactly? I mean, not exactly, but
Oh,
where
you want me to
generally?
Google Earth it?
Yes, let's hit it. Let's see if we can pull it up.
It's in California, and I have a house that sits at 6,000 feet.
Above what, sea level?
6,000 feet, dude.
What does that mean? What measurement, though?
It's very thin air.
Yeah, but it's
For the
somebody.
old people.
You might want to look into that. If somebody sold you the house going, this is at 6,000 feet, what does that mean? Like, is that
Means I'm in the fucking mountains.
you're just high? So you're 6,000 feet above.
Dude, you're high. I live at 6,000 feet. What do you need from that?
I don't know what that means.
Wait a minute. You say this house is at 6,000 feet?
I'm confused.
Clarify.
This is the part of the show where Mosier would be patient and explain shit to me, dude.
Well, I ain't fucking Mosier, now am I? No, it's high altitude.
Is that when they
feet.
say 6,000 feet? Do you think they mean above sea level? Is that the measurement?
Fucking hey.
You just didn't know.
When did we meet?
26 years
Let's
ago.
go with that.
All right,
You
so
just didn't know. I lived there. Of course I knew. 6,000 feet above the sea.
oh, it is. That's
Yeah.
what it is. That's the unit of measurement.
Fucking
Even in the mountains, that's weird though.
Listen, I live in the woods. I don't know what you want.
No,
from me.
not that that's weird. It's just weird that they would use like above sea level as a mountain measurement. Wouldn't it be like, hey man, fuck the sea. Let's do 6,000 feet above mountain level or ground level. It's weird that they still use sea. Fucking Mosier would be all over this.
I'm going to introduce you to my real estate agent. They'll be like, oh, this fucking guy. So the house is here. I don't know what to I don't know why it's 6,000 feet. I don't know.
Okay, but you're 6,000 feet where? Where is this generally? 2 hours from here? 3 hours?
Yeah, it's about 2 hours from L.A.
And when you get there, is it remote as all fuck?
It's remote as all fuck.
Like you can't even see like Los Angeles on a distant hill or something like that?
No, you cannot see Los Angeles.
At 6,000 feet? I would imagine.
Los Angeles sitting on the hill. There's the Hollywood sign.
Totally. I see you as like a supervillain on one mountain peak, Hollywood at the
Well,
other.
the mountain is a giant skull. If that means anything.
Because of all the old people that are there.
Yes.
Skull Island. What made you go there? Just to be as far the fuck away from this place as possible?
I kind of had enough of L.A. I wasn't doing anything in L.A. that warranted me staying here. So I was like, it's time to move. The mountains are calling.
Now, do an average day.
I just want to scare the shit out of you, so you're like, close the windows. Maybe the mountains will call.
Yeah, when the first time you told me that you moved to the mountains and shit, I was so thrown. I was like,
Dude,
why?
This
Why
guy, I moved to the mountains. And I said, Kev, why don't you come up and visit me? That motherfucker still won't come up and visit me. I had to bring Joey and Zach from Quick Stock Entertainment out to my house and film my house to show that I had plumbing. Because he wouldn't come out to my house. He's like, Where do you poop? What? It's a fucking house.
He was describing it though. He's like, it's 6,000 feet, and it's a
And that was enough.
Yeah, I was like
That's
6,000. That's a long way to go to poop, don't you think? But he was saying, I was like, is there running water? Is there a bathroom? He's like, what do you think? He's going, no.
Which scared the shit out of me, because then I'm like, he doesn't pay me enough for his movies. You think I couldn't afford a house with plumbing and electricity?
I was like, you must be living in a tin shack, right? With a piss pot in
With a
it?
bunch of old people.
It was, the thing that scared me most is you were like, there's wildlife up there.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what do you mean? You see some birds and shit? You're like bears, cougars, fucking mountain lions.
I've
Do you
had
really
bears. I've had mountain lions. Last week I had a rattlesnake in the driveway. It's very thrilling.
just fucking hanging out in the driveway?
Yes. I was like, this is 6,000 feet, right? How do you survive? It's really remote.
What is the, tell me about the bear.
I've had bears in my yard.
More than one? Bears plural?
Yeah. The first time I saw a bear, we were watching. I know this. I was watching the Olympics, the opening ceremonies from the China Olympics.
Right.
And I have a motion sensor light that's outside in the driveway, and the light came on. It comes on from time to time, and I just happened to look over my shoulder and look out the window, and this fucking bear the size of a Volkswagen was in my driveway. And I was like, holy shit, that's a big fucking bear.
That's what made it go like, boop, 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 boop. Like it was a motion, like kind of like you're close to something, and it was a fucking bear?
What kind of motion light? Boop, boop, boop. What the fuck is that? It's a motion light. If you walk by, it turns on. No, boop, boop, boop. What the fuck was that?
I saw you in like an Aliens kind of thing, man, where you're like, we got bears in 20 clicks, back up. They're all over us, they're in the ceilings, that kind of thing.
How much is 20 clicks? And do they measure that from sea level? 20 clicks. I'd love to have your diagram of my house. We should have thought about this beforehand, and I would have loved to have you sketch out what you think I'm living in.
Do the average day? You get up, shoot a fucking bear, then what?
Yeah, I'd skin a bear and track down a bear, wrestle a couple rattlesnakes. No, the average day is very boring. I wake up.
Yeah.
And I look out the window and I go, 6,000 feet. Feels good. And I jump on my golf cart and go race old people. It's just a normal day.
Roll it back. You have a golf cart?
I have a golf cart. That's my mode of transportation.
When did that happen? Did I tell you I got a bus?
Fuck, dude. You're always trying to one-up me. Fucking bus. You got a bus with plumbing?
Yeah.
And you still won't come visit me.
Now I can. Now I know where I'll be
bullshit.
taking a shit.
Bullshit. The day you come up, I'm going to have such a fucking bear suit and chase your ass. Like,
I'm like, oh shit. And I just shoot you with a shotgun. And
20 clicks. Fucking Mosier will take me out.
You're pulling the fucking head off. You're like, it's fucking me. It's me. I'm like, I'm so sorry, dude. Don't ever dress like a bear around me.
Fucking ass.
My bear detector picked you up as I was pulling up the driveway.
6,000 feet. You'll need a rest going down the steps of your bus.
What is it that bad? Can you feel a difference at 6,000 feet?
Yes.
Like a breathing difference where you're like,
No, you do. It's altitude, man. You'll feel it. It kicks your ass. Like when I lived in LA, I bike. I used to bike. And I used to bike 15, 18 miles a day in LA. I don't know why. But then when I moved up there, I could only do like a mile and a half.
right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm going to take you through a day. I'm going to make it happen. You get up, man. I mean, it's
I
just
get up.
trapped in the
All
fucking
right,
woods, dude.
all
It
right.
fascinates me. You're
I
like
know.
Grizzly Adams
You
at
want to
this
see
point.
how I spend a day? Come up and visit. I get out of bed. I slap on my powder blue pants and my white shoes.
Right.
And I race old people on go-karts.
What does that mean?
Go-karts. No,
Do they also have golf carts?
Yes.
Was this to get to your mail or just?
Yeah, to go to the post office.
So it's not like fucking bumper derby or something like that. It's not really an activity where it's just like,
It is when I'm driving.
Ethel, Lawrence, I'll race you down to the mailbox.
They're like, oh shit, here comes that whippersnapper. Step on it.
What is it? Literally an old person's community? They just happen to have a bunch of old people up there.
Yeah, it's a bunch of old people up there.
And why?
They like the mountains. I don't know.
What draws them there?
The mountain's called. I don't know.
Really? Just to be away?
They go there to die, to be close to God, I guess. I don't know.
That's not why you went, is it? Are you dying?
At the moment.
What? Why do you? First off, take me back. Where do you buy a golf cart?
I bought my golf cart from my neighbor, actually. He said, this one's for sale, and I bought it.
Now, how far do you actually go with it?
6,000 feet.
You
down
don't
the
fucking
hill.
go. Do you really go to the bottom?
I do.
And then go all the way up? Why not just use a car, a big boy car?
I don't know. A golf cart sounds thrilling. When you're going downhill on a golf cart, it's very exciting.
I would imagine.
is.
What kind of pickup do you have going up the hill, though?
Oh, it's not fast.
It's not?
It's
So
not fast.
Putt kind of thing?
Old ladies and walkers are going by me.
You can check email while it's going on.
No, there's no cell phone service.
The fuck out of here.
Listen to the gasps. Oh my God. Anderson has lost his mind. No cell phone. He is dying.
What? Is that you can't get a cell
That was
phone?
an audible gasp, but no cell phone. No, there's no cell phone service.
How do you
live?
Yes, I mean, how do you like deal?
Smoke signals. Like Kevin.
What? Wait a second. If you have no cell, do you have cable?
Yes, I have cable.
Why is that?
Satellite.
Okay, you got
Satellite.
Is that how you do like Wi-Fi and shit too?
Yes, satellite.
Is it fast?
Yeah.
So there's no noticeable kind of like, oh, fucking being in the mountains makes it fucking that much slower for me to get porn.
Maybe a hair, but I got nothing but time out there.
What about going to the movies? Where does one go to the movies?
You know the last movie I saw in a theater? Batman. Like
what
the
fucking-
one with Heath Ledger. It's the last time I've been
Dark
to the
Knight,
movies.
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
All right. You scared me. I was just like, 1989? Do you know we made Clerks once? I don't know if you saw it or not. Dark Knight was the last time you went?
Dark Knight was the last time I went to a theater.
And where'd you go for it? Like, is that nearby?
Oh, that's when I lived here.
What about going shopping? Where do you go to the malls and shit like that?
There's no malls.
What about like,
There's a store in town that's actually called the General Store.
get out of here.
It is.
Is it like Olson's Mercantile and Little House on the Prairie?
Yeah,
Are you
kinda.
tight with the people? Is
I
there a
go in
bitch
and I
daughter?
bring my basket of eggs in the morning and barter
do
for milk.
you really barter for goods and services and whatnot?
Oh, what do you think? I'm fucking
Are you
selling
work-
pelts?
Yeah, I think you're working on a wampum system up there, man.
Dear Lord.
How often do you ever go down there? Did you take the little golf cart?
I take the golf cart. Quite often I pass by on my way to the post office.
And when you go in the convenience store, they're like, Randall.
No, that's the beauty of living up there. Nobody calls me Randall.
Really?
Yeah. Although some guy did fly by me the other day on his motorcycle and say, "Hey, Clerk's boy!" He was like 80. I think he had a sidecar.
Did it feel good, though, to be called Clerk's boy?
Oh, yeah, I was like, hey! Didn't it feel good?
He's like, jump into my sidecar, Clerk's boy. I'm convenience man. You just went back east fairly recently, correct?
I did.
Were you born in Monmouth County, or did you move there?
No, I was born in Connecticut.
Were you really?
I was.
I didn't fucking know that. I've known you 26 years. I didn't know that.
Dude, you don't know anything about me.
Apparently not, man. I don't know what makes you tick. It's like, I want to live near the Bears.
It was a big boy decision.
What'd you do back east?
Just went and visited family.
Mm-hmm.
Every year we get like a rental house and the family comes together and
Right.
chaos ensues.
And you got a big family, small family?
Yeah, I got a big family. I got 5 brothers and sisters, and they all are married with kids. You didn't know this either. He just got done. He's like, "I've known you for 26 years. You don't know shit about me."
I
apparently."
know. I don't know
He's
anything.
reading his notes over there.
I know. I'm sitting there
Who's our
going, what do I
guest
got on
tonight?
him?
Anderson.
Oh, apparently I've worked with this gentleman. Oh, it's Jeff. How are you, Jeff?
Well, the strangest thing is the day before I was going, you called me about doing this.
Yeah.
And I fucking thought I lived in the mountains too long. You're like, we're going to go to the Smodcastle and do a Smodcast. I was like, holy shit, I've forgotten the English language. What the fuck is that? I hung up the phone and my wife was like, who was that? I was like, Kevin, he bought a castle. Either that or we're going to medieval times for dinner. I don't know. It's next Saturday. It was very bizarre.
It would have been awesome. I hadn't even thought about going like, let's all go to medieval times and do the show there. Like, first
So
of all,
disappointed when we pulled
night.
up down here. I'm like, this is it?
Yeah, where are the
Hornwood
horses?
Castle.
I don't smell any horse
I
shit.
left the mountains for this.
All the information came rushing out in
Dear
one breath.
God.
It was just like, hey, Jeff, why don't you come to Smodcast and sit in for Scott? He's doing a podcast. I can't do it because he's having an anniversary anyway. Jim Jackman got stuck in Canada, and Katie has to go up and see him. He can't be down. And Muse is here, and he's doing a show as well. Come on down. We'll see you in a bit. Click.
That's fairly accurate.
There was a moment of, whoa, what's going on now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the night that we sat in your house and read the script from end to end?
I do.
Like this goes back to, I was working on the script. I was working at Quick Stop and RST, and this is like 92, 93. And Jeff and I had known each other.
Here he goes.
You have to.
Just say we were acquainted because you don't know me.
That's true. I kind of knew Jeff's name, and that's about it. Jeff and I had known each other in high school from 84 to 88. We went to school together, but we weren't really in the same social circles. We didn't really hang out. We were in a couple classes together, history class.
Yeah.
At Ease Disease, Mr. Hurley, that kind of thing. And then Miss Clark, I think we had Miss Clark as well together.
Miss Clark.
Who I saw fairly recently, and she looks good.
Really?
Yeah. And she's still talking about...
Did she ask about me?
She does. I swear to God, whenever I see her, she does two things. She always does this. She talks with her eyes closed. How is Jeff Anderson?
That's fairly accurate. She once threw me out of her class for saying, "What the ham and eggs?"
Yeah.
I swear to God. She asked me a question. I was probably in mid-sleep, and I jumped up and I said, "What the ham and eggs are you talking about?" And she was like, out. And I was like, "I'll leave, but you write what I said on that paper." And the next day I got called to the principal, and he was like, "Well, you got thrown out of Miss Clark's class." And I was like, "Yeah, go on." I said, "What did I say to Miss Clark that was so offensive?" And he said, "Well, it says here you said what the ham and eggs, and I'm sure Miss Clark just didn't want to write what you really said." I said, "No, I said what the ham and eggs."
He's like, what are you, gay? He's like, you're a teenager, curse, say cocksucker or something like that. Something wrong with you? Send you to the school psychiatrist.
Yeah.
You were into the made up curses though, and especially in history with Miss Clark. Because at one point, like, we ran into the chapter where they introduced the Hawley Smoot tariff.
How do you remember that?
Because for the rest of the year you were like, Hawley Smoot. Like that.
Used to drive her insane. She's like, "I know what you mean by that. We read about it."
She didn't like your code cursing. Ham and eggs and Hawley Smoot. She's like, it's all dirty to meet Jeff Anderson. Or, it's all dirty to meet Jeff Anderson.
That's fairly accurate.
With her eyes closed.
I wonder if she lives in my community.
She could
gotta be
up there.
fairly old now.
Totally. But she held up kind of well. But we were in those classes together, but generally we kind of hung in different circles. And we didn't really start hanging out that much hardcore until after we graduated, after 88.
Hardcore.
Yeah. And there was one
We never
summer.
hung out hardcore.
We did. We hung out absolutely hardcore one whole summer.
What the ham and eggs are you talking about?
Holy Smoot, Jeff, you don't remember? There was, when I was working at the liquor store, because I would hang out with you and Vic, and that's the first time that I started smoking weed,
Here
too.
you go again. Don't say you smoked weed with Vic.
Why?
Because you said that on like the Clerk's 10th anniversary thing, and I got a phone call from him.
What'd he say?
And he was like, "My mother just watched that, and Kevin said that I smoked pot with him." He
so
was
a
going to
40-year-old man got in trouble?
He's a businessman now. He didn't want that out there.
Did I say his name or did I say Vic?
You said Vic Guerra.
Really?
You said his whole name.
And then he was just like, what? He was mad that I talked about
He was
youthful
going to sue
indiscretion?
you. I
Really?
had to talk him down.
Get out of here. I don't know if he could have done it.
No, he was pissed.
Was he really?
No, I'm just kidding.
But I did. Were you? I was smoking weed. You were not smoking weed?
No, sir.
What, were you drinking?
not
You were
my thing.
just a
I
drinker.
drinking a little bit.
Yeah.
That's why we used to come visit you at the liquor store. We'd
'cause
pull
I
our
had booze.
car up in the back, and Kevin would just load all this shit in for us. You're a very nice gentleman.
I was generous. But then it was. I guess that was like That was 80. We graduated 88. That was the summer of 88. Then I started hanging out with Brian and Walter in 89. And that's kind of like where our boats drift even further apart, even though, as you say, we were never really fucking good friends.
Yeah.
But 89, 90, I start working at the Quick Stop in Leonardo. You live in Atlantic Highlands, not Highlands, which is like the next town over from Highlands. Leonardo's next town over from that. So you start coming into RST. Like one day you came into the video store. I was like, holy smoot, it's Jeff Anderson. And you were into the store because it wasn't like, I guess there was like the Video Movie House in Atlantic Highlands, like nothing was ever on the shelves.
Yeah. Like that video place you were, I don't even know how you found that place.
It was an ad in the Courier. There was a want ad. And I just left, I think, Krauser's, and I saw an ad for a video store, and I was like, that was my dream job. Like, I always wanted to work in a video store. I was like, what would be better than working in a video store? You just watch movies all day long and hold movies away from people.
Yeah. He'd always give me good movies. Like, anytime I went in there, I wouldn't ever know what to get, so I'd go in and you'd have a little collection and you'd hand it to me. And I think like when you went away to film school, you never charged me for these movies. So you had given me the movie and I come whistling in there and you were gone. And I was like, hiding my video to give back to the lady. I came in for like 5 days. The lady would just look at me and she's like, why does this guy come in every day with a video, see me startled, and then leave?
Mrs. Topper thought you were in love with her. She's like, I believe I have a stalker. When I was working there, I remember for a long time he'd come in, rent videos, we'd chit chat, off he went and whatnot, like old high school friends to some degree. At a certain point, I brought in my word processor, that big behemoth of a thing.
Smith Corona.
Big Smith Corona. It was like an electric typewriter. It was in the days before the computer became kind of household item. Big electric typewriter that you would plug in this separate drive to, which took a micro disc, and then it had this monitor on it as well. So your electric typewriter became the keyboard, and the whole thing became this very decent word processor. It was kind of like an MS Word program type of thing. But when you print it out, you use the typewriter to print out, and it prints it out as if you were typing it. So, like, imagine now you print up a document, 10 pages are done in like fucking 10 seconds and shit. Printing up the fucking script for Clerks took a month and a half.
Oh, I know.
Just like typing it.
Because your video pics suffered in that month and a half. I was like, when's this guy going to be done with this fucking script?
Totally, man.
His video pics suck lately.
I remember you came in and you were so like bemused. You were like, what's all this? Are we going digital? Because it was looked like a computer. Yeah. And we had like a really standard fucking doot, doot, doot.
Is that my motion sensor light?
Yeah. Doot, doot, doot. Bears in the ceiling. And so you're like, what's this? I was like, this is a word processor and shit. Like, what are you doing? I said, I'm writing a script. I'm doing a second draft of the script I'm writing. And you were like, what do you mean a script? I was like, I want to make a flick. I want to make a film. And you were like, get out of here. And you would come in whenever you returned to tape and shit. We would sit there and talk about the script, and you're like, how's that script going and stuff. You always kept a mild interest. And this was a dude who in school, it's like you weren't in theater. You were definitely a class clown in many classes, like, and not the class clown that's like doing farts under his arm, but you always had a nice wry comment in the back, or what the ham and eggs would get you thrown out or something like that. So you weren't like a natural choice where it's just like, oh, Jeff's in plays and shit like that. Like Ernie O'Donnell, a common friend of ours, he was the guy I knew who was an actor and whatnot. Yeah. So Jeff was never like the first thought or any thought whatsoever because he just wasn't an acting type. So I remember you came in the day of the auditions. Like we were having auditions. No, it was the next day. The next night we were having auditions at the First Avenue Playhouse. And I was like, you should come to the auditions, man. You're like, what's that? And I was like, we're holding the auditions for that movie. Like, get out of here. You're doing that? And I was like, yeah. I was like, come down, man. Just come up on stage, do a little bit or something like that. All right, maybe I'll do it. It sounds fun. Because Bellicose was going to go. I was saying Ernie was going to be involved. So a lot of people we went to high school with at the beginning were all interested. And then fucking all that went away when they were like, you're shooting at 11 o'clock at night? Fuck this. You know, no money? Fuck this. So he came to the auditions. You didn't have anything to audition with because you were not acting guy. So you were like, can I just have pages from the script? And we gave you the J part to read. And so you auditioned standing next to Bellicose, who was supposed to play Silent Bob. I'd written that role for him and shit. And we were actually seriously considering you for Jay before you started doing dialogue and shit because Muse was non-committal. Like at that point, Muse was like, I don't know if I could do this. This seems weird. I don't want to pretend to be me and blah, blah, blah. So we were starting to have to think about who would play it. And
you auditioned with that piece. And I remember afterwards talking to Vinny and Walter and being like, Jeff Anderson was pretty good, man. Like if Jay doesn't do it, I'd say you could probably go with him. It's a different way. He's not like Muse, but he kind of came off natural. And you did. You're like, for a dude that wasn't an acting dude or did any of the plays in high school and shit, you came off real fucking natural. And as we got, like, I think we were like 2 weeks past the auditions and shit, I was sitting there going, I can't memorize all this dialogue. Like, I was going to play Randall. That's why I wrote the role of Randall, as I've said many times, to play for myself. That's why he has all the best jokes and shit. So as we got close to production, I'm like, I can't memorize all this and direct and work at the store, and something had to give. And I remember starting to talk to Vinny, and Walter about it. They were kind of my close confidants at the time about the flick. So I was going, I don't think I could do the Randall thing. I don't think I can play that role. I don't think I can memorize the dialogue. Who should we go to next? Cause we'd done auditions. We'd seen a bunch of people. And there was one dude who came in who was an actor, like O'Halloran was an actor. Brian O'Halloran had been in like local theater and shit like that. He was into acting. There was another dude there who was kind of like him as well. And so Vinny and Vinny Pereira was just like, well, I think that other dude, I mean, maybe you should look at him. He seemed like a pretty good actor. And Walter was just like, you know who was good was Jeff Anderson, man. That dude Jeff Anderson when he played Jay. I was like, yeah, but Jay's playing Jay. He's like, well, why don't you use him for Randall? And I would go, well, let me see, man. Maybe I should see. I was like, yeah, that might be interesting. I said, well, let me read it with him. Cause he's never done anything. I've never seen him in a show, never seen him in high school or any of the talent shows or anything like that. So I called you up and I was like, hey man, can I come over and read the script with you? Would you mind reading the script out loud with me? I just want to hear what it sounds like and shit. And you were like, yeah, sure. Okay. Which in retrospect is such a weird thing because we didn't hang out. It's not like if I had called up Mosier and said that, he would have been like, yeah, all right, come over. But I was calling up a dude who I wasn't that tight with and I was like, can I read my magic script with you? You know, it's just such a weird thing. You're like, script for what? I'm like, for a movie I'm making, Jeff. Like, it probably sounded like I was trying to come on to you and shit. Like, I'd be there in the room and be like, fuck the script, kiss me, you know, and you're like, oh God, he's doing it again. But you said, yeah, you're like, I guess, yeah, come on over. And we sat in your living room and you were living at your parents' house, right? Atlantic Highlands at this point. Sat in the living room and I read Dante and you read Randall and we read the whole script from top to bottom. And the end of it, you close the script, and I was just like, I think you should do this. I think you should play Randall. Do you remember? That's my perspective of the story.
It was a very strange day. In high school, you know, a lot of times I wasn't the best student, so we'd just fuck around, and we used to fill out these things to join the Army and join the Marines and write your friends' names and send it. Well, somebody had done that to me. And this fucking Marine guy kept calling and coming over to my house.
Sergeant Carter?
No, Sergeant Bembo. I know his name. That's how many times he came over to my house. Right. But he had come to my house earlier that day for like the fourth time. And it was
is he literally just like, you know you want to join the service?
He's like, you know you're not going anywhere. You might as well join. But like the third time, no, it was like the third time the guy had come to my house, Sergeant Bembo. We were having like a hurricane and my parents were away, so I was having a party at the house. And Sergeant Bembo showed up that day to recruit me. And I'm having this party in my house. I'm like, yeah, come on in, talk to me. And this guy got wasted and like was there for like the whole day. And he had left his hat. Sergeant Bembo left his hat. So he had called me up like 2 days later and was like, I got to swing by again. And I was like, it's the hat, right? You need your hat. You left your hat here. Well, you can't come over to my house anymore. And he was like, I need my hat. And, you know, so he came over earlier that day and was trying to recruit me all over again.
in the sober light.
Yeah,
he's like, look, I'm real sorry about getting drunk in your house, but your country could really use you right now.
That's fairly accurate. And then that night, I think even that same day, you had called me to come over and read the script. And I'm like, well, if this acting thing doesn't work out, I guess I'll join the Marines. I don't know.
You're like, maybe this acting work will keep me out of the draft. He's like, son, there is no draft anymore. It was crystal clear. The moment, I probably by like, you know, and it's easy to say this in retrospect, 15, 16 years later, but I can remember the feeling because that was a big decision to be like, I'm not going to play Randall, I'm going to give it up to somebody else. And to give it up to somebody who had never fucking done anything before was scary. But by the fucking 4th, 5th page of you talking, it just sounded right in such a way that it's just like, even now I wrote it and I've been living with this movie my whole life, last 15, almost 20 years at this point. And I can, whenever the word Randall comes up, your voice, it's instantly locked into it, man. Like just in reading those few pages, you were that guy. Even though you weren't that guy in high school, but at the same time you were. How much it's a weird question because you weren't like a trained actor or something like that, but you became an actor over time. How much of you is in the character and vice versa?
When did I become an actor?
Over time, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. It just, when I was reading it, it just, like there was nothing to reading it. It just, that's the way it was meant to be read, I thought.
Right.
There was no thought behind it. You know how long it took me to convince you to wear a hat as Randall?
No.
You did not want me to wear a hat. And
Is that
now
right?
I love it. With Clerks 2, when we started doing Clerks 2, he had this big thing about calling me up and coming over and trying on hats. There must have been 50 fucking hats there. And you're like, we need to find the right hat for Randall. And you wouldn't let me wear that hat because I wore the hat and I just didn't want to be bothered with hair and makeup for your little movie. So I was like, let me wear this hat.
Do you remember much about the rehearsal process? Like, I remember when I said to you, like, hey man, you want to do this? You were like kind of gung ho. You were like, you know what? This is kind of, I'll give it a shot. Just kind of.
Yeah, I don't know
I
what it is.
didn't have to talk you into it. Like, once I said you want to do it, you were like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what it was. Like, I guess it was because I came in the video store when you were writing the script and stuff. But I remember, like, you left the video store and I kind of lost touch with you. But, like, a month or two later, I was at Belly's house, Mike, and Ernie lived with him. Remember, they lived downstairs in Mike's. They built out this apartment, and I went in Ernie's room, and the script was on his desk. And I just remember sitting there one day and picking up the script and reading through it, because although we had talked about it, I never read the script or anything. So I just sat there and sort of, there was a party going on or doing whatever, and I was just kind of reading the script, and I don't know, I was kind of oddly drawn to it.
Isn't that weird? It's just so weird. Like, it's one of those things in the moment. Never thought about it. It was just like you're kind of caught up in like making a movie. Got to get this role filled. Jeff sounds great. Let's go with Jeff.
Yeah.
But it's not until you get a little, like some time down the road where you're like the amount of things that had to happen for that to wind up in your face as a guy who wasn't like looking for it, but just kind of be drawn to it and be like, yeah, I'll give it a shot.
And I was being highly recruited by the Army. So
At the same time, yeah.
I mean, it's amazing.
I was battling Benbow, man. It was me versus Benbow and shit. And I was like, well, I got coke and whores. And he was like, so is the Army. The rehearsal process, do you remember much about it?
I mean, the only thing, I do remember it because we rehearsed so much. I always go back to the day you almost lost me when Marilyn called me out.
And what was you remember that vividly?
Because
and I remember when you told me a few years ago, I was like, what?
It was the deal breaker, and like nobody seems to remember that, but it was like we were rehearsing, and Brian had done theater and acted, and Marilyn, I was there when she did her audition. Marilyn was like when we were in the theater and she was auditioning, I was like, ooh, she can act. Right. Here we are in Atlantic Highlands.
That's why we brought her in, because she cried in her audition.
Yeah.
She was just talking and she just started crying, and we were like, somebody help her. Yeah. But she was acting, and we were like, oh, brava, bellissima.
But when we were rehearsing, we had done like these read-throughs where I think it was just the three of us. It was Brian, Marilyn, and myself, and you, so four of us. But we would do these read-throughs, and I think it was like 2 or 3 days into it, we would do the read-through, and then you just said, anybody have any questions or concerns? And she just went, he is not going to be able to do this.
Get the fuck
to me,
really?
And I was like, oh, I'm going in the Marines.
Who was in the room? It was me, you, Brian O'Halloran, and just Marilyn?
Weird moment, I guess, because, I'd had insecurities going into it, because I was like, these guys are actors. I'm not really an actor. I'm just kind of here goofing around. And when she said that, I was like, oh shit. And then, that night I left. And that next day, I stopped by there after I went to work, and I gave you the script back.
This I have a vague memory of you giving me the script back.
I gave you the script back, and I was like, not for nothing, but I'm not getting paid to do this, and she's kind of harsh in my mellow, this chick. So I gave you the script back, and we had a little discussion about it, and from there forward, we I think the next rehearsal, you brought Lisa in.
Right.
So you were like, look over here, shiny object. I saw Lisa and I was like, all right, I'll stick around a little bit.
And that wasn't even like forethought on my behalf where I'm like, let me get a girl here, a pretty girl that's not going to fucking say he's not ready and shit.
Yeah.
She had a similar sensibility to you. Lisa Spoonhour was not somebody I knew. I mean, I didn't know Brian O'Halloran. I didn't know Marilyn Gigliotti. They were two people that came through auditions at the First Avenue Playhouse. You I'd went to high school with. Lisa, I got in the weirdest fucking way. I went to Brookdale Community College, where I had attended but wasn't attending at that point. And I sat in on an acting class. And it was maybe 15, 20 people in it. And I was just observing the whole time in the back. And she was like doing a scene with somebody. She seemed real. She came across real fucking natural and shit. So she was heading out to her car in the parking lot after the class. And I was like, excuse me, madam, and
Madam.
right then and there's initial like, oh, this fat boy's going to hit on me or something like that. And I was just like, hi, you don't know me. This is going to sound so weird, but I'm making a movie and I'd be cool if you wanted to be in it. And she was just like, is this porn? And I was like, no, unless you want it to be. Yeah. I was like, I hadn't thought about it. We could just as easily call it Jerks, if you will. But she was just like, is this porn? I was like, no, man, that's an indie film. She was like, what's that? I was like, it's like porn with no nudity. And then she was like, all right, well, when's the thing? And I was like, here, I took her information and shit. And then I got her a script. I don't think she ever auditioned per se. But I got her the script and she kind of liked it. She had a similar sense of humor. And she was from Freehold, like kind of further away from where we lived and whatnot. Yeah. So I brought her into the rehearsal at that point. But you were saying you were still kind of on the ropes. Like you were like, I'm not committed yet.
Yeah. It was like when I went back there and I gave you the script back, like your whole thing was like, oh, no. We'll just kind of keep you guys separate and we'll rehearse you guys separate. And I was like, I don't want to do that either. I don't want to complicate this. It's just, like I said, I'm doing this for nothing. And I don't necessarily know if I need to hear this.
Yeah, like fuck that noise. It's so weird because I mean, I would you consider that characteristic or uncharacteristic of Marilyn now, having known her a little bit over?
Well, see,
the
now
years?
I feel sort of bad about it because, like, I always recant that story, and I've since, like, she sent me an email one time that was like this really long email, like, I don't remember doing this, and I'm sorry about it, but it happened. I mean, because it was going to drive me out of it. So
Marilyn was she was very plain spoken and very outspoken. Maybe even like I remember we gave her the script. And she came back, and we were having callbacks at the rec center in Highlands. We didn't go back to the First Avenue Playhouse. We went to the rec center. So she came back to do callbacks, and she had the script with her. So she was going to be doing a scene from Clerks as opposed to an audition scene from a book that she had. Right. So, she came in and she was like, hello. And I was like, hey man, how are you? Welcome back. It's great. And I was like, you had the script. You read it? And she said, yeah. I was like, what'd you think? What'd you think? So excited. And she goes, it's fine. And I was like, fine. I was like, well, fine. She goes, it's good. It's like a good B movie. And I was just like, all right, B movie. If this chick hadn't cried in the audition, but I let it slide and shit. And
see, but you remember that.
It stuck in my craw for a while until the movie got reviewed in Entertainment Weekly and it got a B. I was like, God damn it, she's right. It was a B movie. But it did stick with me where I was just like, I didn't need to hear that. I mean, like, I'm a kid with a dream here, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I don't want to fucking sink her boat or she's a lovely human being. It's not like she walks around pissing in children's faces and like, what's your dream? I want to shit in its mouth, She was very gung-ho, very eager to help and whatnot. But there were just two definite moments where she said two things where two dudes were like, I don't need that. Yeah. But I did need it. I was just like, you know what? I guess I'll take the B comic because she cried in the audition because I was like, she's going to be good. And she was totally, totally good in the movie.
She was. I mean, I don't have anything against her. It was just like when she wrote me this email, it was almost like she felt like I was carrying this grudge around with me, and I wasn't. It was just, that sticks out. That was part of the rehearsal thing. And I just remember I was like, I don't want to do this movie anymore.
Until fucking Lisa Spoonhour showed up.
She showed up and it got a little better.
Now, you guys had never met. That was the first time there in the Quick Stop and shit.
Yeah.
How you guys like kind of bonded very quickly.
Yeah.
How and how You want to take this? I don't know. I don't know how you want to approach this end of the story.
Did I say I want to approach it?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I guess we could.
No, it was fine. We rehearsed for a little bit, and I don't know what happened, but I wound up just going home with her, and we were talking about the script. And we hit it off. I don't know. Wow.
It was. She was like the chick that, I mean, I was going to say everybody on the set wanted. There's only 4 of us, but all the dudes, it was like you. I mean, I couldn't because it was like, even then I was like, I'm never fishing off the director's pier. That would happen later on. But that early in my career, I was like, I can't do that. I need her to be in this movie and shit like that. But you two, both you and O'Halloran, were just like, ooh, she's hot. She's hot.
Well, yeah, like we had become friendly, and then it was interesting because we didn't tell you guys.
Yeah.
So we were coming down there, and it was just interesting to watch Brian sort of talking, inviting her to come out dancing. Like, this is another thing that kills it. Do you remember what a dancer Brian was?
No. What do you mean?
He was always dancing.
On the set?
Well, like when you'd see him and you'd come to rehearsals, you'd be like, what did you do last night? And he was like, I entered some dance competition.
I actually do remember that, man. But it was more like rap dancing. Because he was into rap and shit.
He was kind of militant and dancing and even with
militant.
Always with the boots.
He was trying to seduce you into the military with Admiral Benbow and shit. He was like, maybe these dance moves will do it. Join the army.
But like he was courting Lisa with his dance moves. So it was
He's like, have you ever seen moves like this?
A couple times I pulled her aside and I was like, it's cool if you want to go with the dancing guy. I don't have those moves.
If you want to go with Step Up, I'll understand. Because he served me. I do remember him being like, he was into like House of Pain and shit. But I didn't know it was dance contest. I thought he was like, we went out dancing.
I don't know if it was contest. This is Beat It days. It could have been dance battles. I don't know, but he was always dancing and worn out from dancing.
Whenever we got into a fight on the set, he wouldn't throw a punch. He'd throw cardboard on the ground. And he'd throw himself into a wicked backspin and shit. And
I was like, all right. You could win the fight.
And now, so you guys wound up getting a relationship, and then how soon after we wrapped did you guys make it official? Like, you guys got married.
Yeah, it was like you were one of the first people we told when I gave her the ring. We came to Quick Stop, we came in there, and I think it was, did you at that point find out that you'd gotten into Sundance, or the timing was all pretty close?
I think it was right around there.
And we came in there, and I showed you her ring.
And you guys were married for how long?
We were only married for a year.
Really?
Yeah. We were together for like 8 years, but we were married for a year.
Explain that. How's that work?
We I'm gonna go back to the mountains. No, we lived together. We lived in LA, and we would come home and stuff we would come home for like holidays and stuff, and it was just like one of these that we'd been together for 8 years. So her mom was like, I know that sounds wrong too. It wasn't her mom's idea.
What's her mom?
We just got married, and then afterward we decided we didn't want to.
Well, I remember at one point you described it as like, one day I just realized like we were more like brother and sister than anything else.
And we had a very odd breakup. It was about 2 a.m. We were sitting in our dining room, and we were just sitting at the dining room table. We both had a beer, and she'd gotten up to get a beer, and she came over and she kissed me, and she went, anything? And I was like, And the next day she moved out.
Get out of here.
That was it. We never like fought. This is suddenly heartbreaking. We never fought. We never had this like, we were just like sort of brother and sisters. We had sort of the same type of, sense of humor. And It was just very brother and sister like.
And then you've been single for a bunch of years.
Yeah.
And then you got married when? Fairly recently.
I got married a little over a year ago.
And Barbara, what does Barbara do?
Barbara is an actor.
Where'd you meet her? Actor. You say actor, not actress?
Funny you should ask where I met her. I met her at your house.
How?
You don't know me, dude.
Apparently not. How'd you meet this chick at my house?
It was when I was house sitting for you.
really?
I had tons of chicks there.
You just call them up. You're like, send up actresses.
I would
I'm
have.
sorry, actors.
I would have burned every piece of furniture in that house.
How did you meet her at my house?
I was house sitting for you. It was you bought Affleck's house, and it was before you actually officially moved in, but you had your dogs there.
Right.
You wanted somebody to take care of your dogs, and I took care of your dogs.
And half the chicks in the neighborhood, apparently.
A friend of mine actually always wanted to set me up with her, but it just so happens that while I was house sitting, they decided to come over, so they came over.
Really? So that was kind of the
That was
site
the
of it.
first time I had met her, was in your kitchen.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
So then how long before you guys boned? And what room was that in?
Don't use your stove.
What happened when you it was an exciting time when you watched the house. Didn't the dog almost die at one point?
Dear God. So I'm watching this guy's house. And the only reason I'm watching the house is because you had your dogs, Scully and Mulder.
Right.
Beautiful dogs. But I'm down there. I'm in the TV room there or whatever, and the dogs are Kevin's house, like up on the roof. There's a pool and stuff, and that's where the dogs hung out. So I'm watching Everybody Loves Raymond, because that's what you do in between broads at your house. And the dog keeps barking, nonstop barking, and you always said bring him in when it gets dark, and it was just kind of getting dark. So I went up there and I opened the door, and only one dog came in. And I'm like, I still hear the dog barking. So I'm looking all around for this dog and I can't find it. And I look over the roof and the dog had jumped over the wall and was on the hill. And I'm babysitting your dogs. And I'm like, holy shit, do I got to call the fire department? How do I get the dog off the hill? So I went downstairs into your utility closet. This is the only guy who has a utility closet that has a 30-foot ladder in it.
We have very high ceilings in our house.
So I pull out this ladder, and I'd had a young lady over, thank God, and she held the ladder while I went up and climbed over and had to carry your dog up over the hill on the roof.
Did you put them over your shoulders and shit? Like those pictures of Jesus carrying a lamb?
It was pretty close. It was like when I grabbed him, he just sort of grabbed onto me, and I went up, scurried up the ladder and handed it off to the girl, and I thought I was going to have to call you and be like, dude, your dog jumped off the roof. And I knew you wouldn't believe that.
You probably threw the dog for a loop, because now he's already fucked up by going off the roof and being in this weird netherworld of not quite on the ground, but elevated above the ground, but off the porch. Yeah. But then this dude picks him up to save him, and he's like, Randall. And you're like, I'm moving up to the old people. I'm tired of hearing that. Especially from your dog. I didn't have
the hat on. He might not have recognized me.
Without the hat. Thank God you made that hat call, dude. Thank God you made so many calls. I mean, look, you probably more than anybody else, with maybe the exception of Scott Mosier. Without you, nothing happens. Randall was the key to that movie, just as Randall was the key to Clerks 2, and Randall's the key to my entire life. I mean, you essentially play me in the movies, and you get to play me as the thin guy, and I've always loved you for that. You know what I'm saying? I look at Clerks, and I always want to see myself in Randall and shit. So when I look at Randall, I'm like, oh, it'd be nice to be that funny and thin all the time. Without you, it never would have happened.
Yeah,
man.
Next week when O'Halloran's here, he'll say the same thing.
Dude, you are the first Smodcast real official guest host.
Wow.
Yeah. We've saved it for you. You're an important part of my life.
So bullshit. I was the only one in town.
You can't take sentimentality. You're just like, let's wrap this up. I'm getting too verklempt. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for being Randall, because it led to everything else, the wellspring from which all the other blessings flowed. You did a great job doing it. Would you do this again? Would you come on anytime Mosier's out of town?
Yeah, if we could do it from my house.
Fuck that, dude. I'm not. This fucking lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, no, I'm not. No, I'm not going up there. But maybe we take the bus up there. We'll bring you on the bus, drive 6,000 feet down the hill, and do it where we can get a fucking cell phone signal or something like that. Thanks for being here this week. Jeff is not even familiar with the show at all. So do you know how we end the show? How we sign off?
No, I know nothing about it. The first time I looked up online, I listened to you and Mosier's show that you did live from somewhere just to hear it.
Mm-hmm. How we end the show traditionally is both Mosier and I take off our clothes. We alternate week to week. This was Mosier's week, so you're going to... No, how we end the show is basically I say, that's Smodcast for this week. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Jeff Anderson.
Have a week. Thanks for coming out.